Hello. This video is intended to help you go through the process of putting a file that you recorded on your phone into Audacity, putting some effects onto that recording, and exporting that recording to a WAV file so that you can upload it to Brightspace for your discussion post. While this is brief, this video is a really important one in that it's going to introduce us to the complex relationship between audio applications and the various audio files that they need and use in order to run. All right, so let's get started. What I have done, I've already recorded myself saying something into my phone. And what I did, I used Wave Editor Pro, but there are a number of options that you can use, that the number of apps that you can download onto your phone. They vary based on the platform that you're using, whether it's Android or iOS. The important thing when you are choosing a app to record with on your phone is to make sure that that app does two things. One, that you can record to a WAV file, not just an MP3. And two, you want to make sure that the app is intended for doing musical or field recording. There are apps for your phone that really are more intended for taking notes. So it's going to record. It's really like the app is designed to record the human voice and to translate that into text. Oftentimes, that means that app will have a layer of an algorithm in between the sound that you make and the data that gets written to your phone. We want an app that will write the data straight to the phone, or straight to the disk on your phone. So there are a lot of options. Pretty much, if you find an option if you find a free app, and there are a bunch of them, that will write to WAV file and to MP3 and allows you to do basic editing within the app, it will work great. So I used Wave Editor Pro. If you're on iOS, the free version of GarageBand works great, and there are some other options. So what I did was I created this WAV file here that's highlighted in my downloads folder. On it, I just say, hello, Music 110. I created that on my phone, and I emailed it to myself. So that's how I got it onto this computer. Another option would be you could throw it into like a OneDrive or a Google Drive or something. Any way that you can transfer data, a file, over the internet and then get it from the phone onto the computer. The way I did it, again, was I emailed it to myself. So here it is in my downloads folder. I'm going to open this WAV file in Audacity. There are a couple ways I can do that. I could right-click on the file itself and go to Open With and click on Audacity. Another option would be to just go into Audacity itself, which I already have open. If I go here, I'm going to open, and I'm going to have to find my downloads folder. All right, here we go. So if I double click on this file, what we see is a waveform. It's a mono recording, so it's not stereo. It's just one channel. And if I press play, hello, Music 110. Let me do that one more time. I want to make sure that the sound from Audacity is also going into the video recorder that I'm using right now. So this will take just a second, and I'll explain what I'm doing while I'm doing this. So, so an audio application, any audio application, you need to tell it where the sound is coming from, and when it goes into the audio application, and where you want the sound to exit the application from. Right now, the sound from Audacity is just coming out of my computer speakers. However, I'm recording into a microphone that's going into a digital to audio converter. Now, if I want to switch this up, and that's how I'm doing all of the that digital to audio converter is going into the video recording application that I'm using to record this video. So, if I want to make sure that the audio that is being played in Audacity is also coming, is also being sent to the video recording software that I'm using, I need to make sure that they are that it's sending the audio out to the same place. So right now, as you can see, playback for Audacity is set to speakers Realtek. So that's just the audio driver that's on any Windows, the standard audio driver that's on any Windows machine. I can switch this to a different output. So if I switch this to speakers Focusrite, so the Focusrite is the digital audio converter that I'm using. I'll click on that, and I could also make sure that that if I wanted to record into Audacity from the microphone that I'm using, I could switch that over. So the ins and the outs, and that is what we call them in audio technology for software. You have ins and outs, and right now this should be set up so that if I click OK, and now I play this again, you should hear much more clearly this recording that I just downloaded.
Hello, Music 110.
All right, and the reason is because, let me just show you this really quickly. I'm going to have to make this smaller here. Again, just so that you can see the relationship between these two applications that I have running. Let me put them side by side here. So here, this is OBS. This is what I'm using to make this video. And you can see down below, you can see these meters that are responding to my voice. And that is the one that you see moving up and down right now is my microphone, which is hooked up to the digital audio converter, which is coming straight into this application. Now that I have sent the output of Audacity to my digital audio converter, you will see it. You'll see desktop audio respond when I press play in Audacity. So here's desktop audio. This is what you're looking at. Okay, or looking for.
Hello, Music 110.
So, great. That's an important thing. That's an important thing to keep in mind, that these audio applications need to be told where the audio is coming from and where the audio is going. All right, so I have this simple recording that I made on my phone. I want to do two things I want to demonstrate two things for you right now. One is applying a couple of effects to it, how you would apply effects to audio in Audacity, and then two, how to export what I've done to a WAV file. So right now I have this wave form. It's me saying hello, Music 110. I can affect this in a variety of ways. Now, like what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all. I just pressed Control A, but I could also select by using my cursor, right? And I'm going to go up to Effect. Here is this huge long list of effects that I can put onto this audio. Some of them, when I see it, it should be pretty intuitive. Amplify would make it louder. Some of them should not be intuitive at all, like auto duck. What is that? Does it turn it into a duck? So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just going to change the pitch. For your discussion post, you can choose any of these effects. I encourage you to choose several and kind of just test it out before you decide on which one to affect your for your final sort of mix down or your final audio file that you're going to upload. So I'm just going to I'm going to click change pitch. And this window comes up here. Right now I can preview what it sounds like.
Hello, Music 110.
Okay, so it hasn't been changed at all, but I can make it faster or slower. So, or I should say, I can change the pitch so that it could go lower or higher. So let's just move this and change. So I've moved it to the left, and that's going to change the pitch down.
Hello, Music 110.
And I could shift it even lower. I could also shift it higher.
Hello, Music 110.
And just to get all of our options here. So the one that I like is not the super low one, but the one that was around here. Let me listen to it one more time.
Hello, Music 110.
So that's the effect I like. Notice that as I'm changing this, changing the slider to different positions, and it's changing the sound, we do not see a change in the waveform, right?
Hello, Music 110.
Since the sound has been changed, we would expect the waveform to be changed also visually. So that's because we're just previewing it. As soon as I click OK, I'm going to commit to these changes on the waveform. So I'm going to click OK. And you saw that slight change in the waveform as the sound waves were sort of stretched in a way to make it sound lower. Now, great. So I've done this. Here is the important thing to realize. The file that I created on my phone and emailed to myself and opened within Audacity has not been altered. Even though that now I press play here.
Hello, Music 110.
And I've shifted the pitch, or I've shifted the sound of my voice down, I have not changed the original file. Audacity is using that file, using that data, and then in RAM is changing it. So if I were to quit Audacity right now and not save any of my changes, this low voice would be gone, because as we know, RAM is volatile, and as soon as I quit out of the program, the computer just says, okay, we don't need that data anymore. So this change that made the pitch of this voice lower is still just in RAM. The file that I made on my phone and that I wrote to disk is the original sound of my voice. So what I need to do is make a new WAV file. I need to write this to disk so that it isn't just held in RAM. If I were to just press save project, what Audacity will do will create an Audacity file. What that Audacity file will be is something that only Audacity can read, and basically it'll be find the WAV file, the audio file named Hello Music 110 2022 blah 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 in this location in your downloads folder. Open it up and do these changes to it. So the Audacity file is not audio data. It's Audacity data. It's a way that Audacity knows how to do what it's doing. But what we want to create is a audio file, not an application file, an audio file. The difference being that what will happen when I create an audio file, the output of Audacity, whatever is coming out and being sent to the video program that I'm using, et cetera, being sent to the digital audio converter, the output of Audacity will be written to a audio file, and that audio file will be you'll be able to open it in any number of audio applications. Okay, so how do I do that? I'm going to click File. I'm going to go down to Export. Now, here are the options that I have to export. Again, when I'm exporting, what I'm doing is I'm writing to disk a new file, and that will be an audio file. So here are my options. I can export to MP3, to WAV, to OGG. There are additional file format options. If I press export audio ... it'll bring up a pop-up menu that gives me even more options. But for us, all we need is to export to WAV. So I'm going to click Export to WAV. Now, here are some important things to think about when you're exporting to WAV. One, it's probably a good idea for me to just so I know what I did with this file, know that this file sounds different than my original. I'm just going to say pitched down. So that way, when I'm looking at this file, I can say, "Oh yeah, okay, this is not the original. This is pitched down." Already, because I was making some stuff for you guys in Audacity, I already have Audacity is already looking to save my file in my Music 110 folder. This is an important thing to think about when you're using Audacity or any audio application is where are you saving the exports to? So I think it's a really good it's a really good idea to keep your files organized as you're doing this work into folders, et cetera, et cetera. So when I press save, what will happen is the file that I opened in my downloads folder will have been loaded into Audacity, changed within Audacity, and then I'm using the output of that to create a new audio file. Okay. All right, now that I have a new audio file in my Music 110 folder, let's find that. All right, so it wrote a new, I can see it's a WAV file. I can see it exists here in my Music 110 folder. And now when I go to Brightspace, I know exactly where it is. And then when I post my discussion post, I can just take it from the folder that I saved it to, in my case, Music 110, and attach that to my post. All right, so I hope this is useful information for you. This information will also continue to be useful once we start working with more complex audio applications, and as you are creating your creative projects, you're going to have to be thinking a lot about the relationship between audio files, the formats, and the audio applications that use them, and how they create a whole group of files and folder architectures in order to create sound. All right. I hope you have a great day, and I hope that this video was useful, and we will see you next time.